Hi, you rates. In this video, we are going through question 11 of the revision booklet. So, um, for question 11 here, we have to factorize these expressions. Okay, so what does it mean by factorizing? So to factorize, what we have to do is we are going to take the highest common factor outside. And when we say outside here, it means outside of the brackets, a pair of brackets. And put everything else inside a pair of brackets. Okay, so basically this is, you can think of this as being the opposite to expanding. Okay, so we did expanding in question 10. So here we take everything outside of the brackets. Okay, so we start with with a pair of brackets or maybe two, and then once we're done with the expansion, you can see here that there's no brackets to be found. Okay, now this time what we want to do is we want to go the other way. So we want to start with an expression like this, and we want to then come back to like a something multiplied by a pair of brackets, okay, with things inside. Okay, so that's what we want to do. So how do we do that? All right, so first, we need to know what is the highest common factor. Okay, what number can go into, well, in our example here, or in our question here, we have the 2 and the 6. So what is the highest common factor of 2 and 6? Okay, so that's what we want to think about. So now, you probably can already figure out that the largest number that can go into both 2 and 6, okay, and that's going to be 2, okay, and that's just from knowing the timetable. Now, what if you can't see it right away? Okay, and I'm going to talk about that in the the questions down below. Okay, but for now, we just can see that the largest number that can go into both 2 and 6 is 2. So what do we do? Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to rewrite everything here. So 2x, I'm going to rewrite that as 2 times x, okay? And there is a reason to my madness here. And I hope you can see it in a moment. And then 6, I'm going to rewrite that as a multiplication, okay? So 2 times what? Give you 6. That's 2 times 3, okay? And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 2 outside and put everything that is left over into the pair of brackets. So what do I have left from the first one? Well, I have x left. Plus, what do I have left from the second one? That is 3. So here we have 2 brackets x plus 3. Okay? If you are familiar with factorization, and oh, I can just take 2 out and you can work out right away what's inside the brackets, then perhaps you don't have to do the second step here, okay? But what I would say is if you are new to factorizing and you want to take things slowly, and I do recommend that you take things slowly, then you should do the second step. Rewrite everything as a multiplication before taking out the highest common factor. Okay? So for B here, all right, first thing, highest common factor of 24 and 16. Okay, so what do we do? Um, what you can do now, if you can't figure out right away what's the highest common factor, what you can do is, okay, let's list all the factors of 16 and 24. Okay, so obviously 1 can go into 16. Now, how many times can 1 go into 16? Well, that's 16 times. So 16 obviously can go into 16 as well. Right, what else? What else can go into 16? Well, there's 2, right? And how many times can 2 go into 16? 8. 8 times. Anything else? Can 3 go into 16? Not fully, right? So we move on to 4. So what about 4? 4 can go into 16. Okay, 4, 8, 12, 16. And that means that 4 can go into 16, well, 4 times. Okay, so this is the end of our list of factors for 16. Then we're going to do the same thing for 24. So 1 can go into 24 times. Next is 2. 2 can go into 24, well, 12 times. And next is 3. 3 can go into 24 8 times. And finally we have 4. 4 goes into 24 6 times. Okay. All right, so let's compare. What is the largest number that can go into 16 and 24? And I hope that you can see that that number is 8. Okay, so rewriting everything here. So we have so 24, that is 8 times 3, and this is where it's really useful that you actually write out all the factors, especially when you write it in pairs like this, because you know right away 8 times 3, that's 24. Minus, okay, 16, I can rewrite that as 8 times 2. Okay, and we also have the letter G as well. So 8 times 2 times G. So what do we have next? So next we're taking the 8 out as a common factor. Okay, so 8 go outside. What do we have left? So the first one we have 3, and then the second one we have minus 2 and G, so 2G, right? And this is our factorization. Okay, right, next one. Let's find the highest common factor of 12 and 3. Now this one is, I think, quite obvious. So 12 and 3, 3 can go into 12, right? And 3 can go into 3, so 3 is going to be the highest common factor here. So let's rewrite this. So 12 is 3 times 4, right? Or 3 can go into 12 4 times. So we have also times x plus 3 times x times y. Now this time you can see that, hey, they both got x as well. So what we're going to do is we are going to take the 3 out and the x out as the common factor, or as the highest common factor. So what do we have left from the first one? We have 4 left. And the second one, we have y left, or plus y. Okay, so our answer is 3x brackets 4 plus y. And our final question for question 11 here. So let's find the highest common factor of 7 and 14. Well, that's easy. It's 7. And 7, okay, let's rewrite this. So 7a squared, that is 7 times, now a squared is a times a, right? Plus 14, now 7 goes into 14 twice. So 7 times 2, and that's 14 times a times b. So this time we can see that they both got 7 and they both got a. So I'm going to take one of the a out from the first one. That's going to give me 1 left for the first term. And for the second term, I still have the 2 and the letter b. So we have 7a bracket a plus 2b. Okay? So these are our answer for question 11. It may be a bit more complicated than expanding, okay? And I do understand that a lot of students they find it a bit harder. But if you do it slowly, take your time, do the right steps, okay? Find the highest common factor first, rewrite everything into multiplications, and then take the highest common factor out and put everything else into a pair of brackets, then you would be able to get the right answer. Okay? So I hope that this video helps you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.